You guys know the drill by now. We just gotta let the stream breathe for just a second here. Make sure that everything is nice and stable all across the YouTube platform. Make sure that the live stream has a connection here. It says we are live, but it is not transmitting anything. So just bear with me for 1 second here, guys, because I am not sure if we are actually transmitting anything here. So just give me 1 quick second. Let me know if you guys can see anything. Okay, there we go. Now it looks like we are good. Alrighty, guys, welcome in to this Denver Broncos Syndicate live stream of the Denver Broncos currently sitting at 0-2 versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 2-0. The Buccaneers have gotten off to a hot start to the season, and the Broncos, honestly, it's been the direct opposite. They've gotten to about as cold of a start as you can imagine. Bo Nix has had his rookie growing pains. This offense has had growing pains in general. The defense, I feel like they've done a good job making adjustments, especially in that Pittsburgh Steelers game. So I think the defense is going to be okay, and ultimately it's going to be the defense that's going to have to carry this team to a victory today if they indeed hope to get it. We've got D-Rock in the house, we've got Dylan Earl in the house, and we got Rodney in the house. So looks like we are live and everything is nice and stable, which is good. So overall, man, this is going to be a tough matchup on the offensive side of the ball. Todd Bowles, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach, has historically eaten the lunch of rookie quarterbacks. One thing that is going to help is he's not going to have three of his top goons on defense. Antoine Winfield Jr., one of the best safeties in the NFL, is not slated to play today. Vita Vea, the top defensive tackle in the NFL, is not slated to play today, or at least top nose tackle. I think you could probably say Chris Jones is the top interior guy overall right now with Aaron Donald no longer there, but Vita Vea is an absolute force at nose. And then Kalijah Kancey, another interior defensive lineman, is not slated to play in this game. So those are three pieces on that Buccaneers defense that are really the glue guys of that unit, aside from maybe Levante David at linebacker. That's the one guy that the Broncos are definitely going to have to worry about. But aside from that, the Buccaneers defense is depleted. In the run game, I'm hoping the Broncos are going to be able to take advantage of not having Vita Vea and Kalijah Kancey out there. I'm hoping that Tyler Beatty can get some action today. I'm hoping that Javonte Williams can at least get some more volume production, but the lack of vision with him is an absolute problem. Not seeing wide open cutback lanes is a massive issue. Jaleel McLaughlin, hopefully he sees some action today, but right now, I think the Broncos should ride the hot hand of Tyler Beatty. Beatty brought some juice and explosiveness to your run game last week on the one touch that he had, so I think the Broncos need to try to emphasize running the ball down the throat of the Buccaneers. Also, like I talked about in the pregame preview, the Broncos are going to have to open up their passing game to keep the defense honest. Right now, defenses are keeping everything within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage for Denver because they know that the Broncos aren't going to push the ball downfield. Even if they throw a couple of go balls to Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin and they go over their head, it at least sends the message to the defense that the Broncos are at least willing to push the ball downfield a little bit more, and they're willing to pass. Right now, it's clear that the Broncos are trying to keep everything within 5-10 yards of the line of scrimmage for Bo Nix, and defenses are keeping up with that. They can key in on pretty much whatever the Broncos are going to run based on formational tendencies. That is a big-time problem. Some comeback routes with Sutton, that could also be something, Make the defense second guess a little bit. Make the corners have to bite on routes. Then that opens things up with double moves. That will help open up your passing game a little bit more. But in order to open up the run game, the Broncos have to open up the pass game. They've got to start running more play action. That's going to be key. If the Broncos can start setting up play action, that will keep the defense honest, and then that's when they can really start running the ball down the Buccaneers' throat. Right now, the Broncos don't have consistent rhythm on the offensive side of the ball. They can't get into a consistent rhythm in the pass game. They can't get into a consistent rhythm in the run game. And for me, it all starts off with play action. They've got to open up the play action game. Yes, pre-snap motion and motion at the snap would help, and I think we're going to see more of that. But like I talked about in the pregame show, that also adds more words to already wordy play calls, and the Broncos are struggling getting those play calls into Bo Nix's helmet, and Bo Nix ultimately spitting that play call out into the huddle in a timely manner. The Broncos had to burn multiple timeouts against the Pittsburgh Steelers because Sean Payton couldn't get the play call in on time, or Bo Nix couldn't spit the play call out in time, whatever it happened to be. That is a problem. The Broncos need to shorten the wordage, the verbiage on those play calls. They need to make their route concepts one or two words as opposed to literally saying, all right, X is going to run this route, the Z is going to run this route, the Y is going to run this route, so on and so forth. That cannot happen. The Broncos need to basically condense down their concepts or just shorten the playbook. Don't run these concepts that have all these wordy elements to them. I know eventually you're going to have to do that. It's the NFL. You're going to have to be able to, for me, is something that the Broncos really need to try to do. Then they can use more motion because that adds more words already to already wordy play calls. The first game the Broncos won't lose will be Week 8 versus Carolina. Will be double overtime tie 0-0. I gotta be honest, man, I think the Broncos will win more games than people are anticipating this year. I think that the offensive issues will get better as time goes on. I do think that the Broncos can crawl their way to 6 or 7 wins this year. It's not going to be easy, but I did, in my season predictions, have the Broncos starting off extraordinarily slow. I did have them winning last week against Pittsburgh, but I had them losing in Seattle, losing against Tampa Bay, losing against the Jets. So I had them starting off slow, and then as the momentum started to build, as they started to figure things out on the offensive side of the ball, what Bo Nix does well, what he doesn't do well, what we do well in the run game, what we don't do well in the run game, that's when I feel like the Broncos will start putting things together and maybe be able to put together a couple of wins. I think that the Broncos have a good chance to pull out wins against teams like the Raiders. Yes, the Raiders won in Baltimore, but they showed some real vulnerable tendencies in that game against the Chargers week 1, and also I think Baltimore just kind of choked that game away. That's a game I'm eyeing as a possible first win for the Broncos. It would suck. I believe it was week 5 when the Broncos' first win came last year, but I do think the Broncos are going to start figuring some things out on the offensive side of the ball. The defense has done a good job of making adjustments, especially in that Steelers game. I thought that they corrected a lot of their wrongs from the Seattle game. The second half of that Steelers game, the defense was lights out. If the Broncos can continue to build on that momentum and ride on the defense's back like they did in the 5-game win streak last year, I think we could see a similar type of thing happening this year. But the offense has to get in some sort of a rhythm. They have to figure out if they're going to be a run-heavy offense, if they're going to be a pass-heavy offense. They've got to figure that stuff out, man. And right now, the first 4 weeks of the season is the time where you do figure that out. It's kind of like the extension of the preseason, where in this part of the preseason, you're essentially seeing real life defensive look. You're seeing exotic coverages, you're seeing blitzes, you're not seeing vanilla stuff that you're seeing in the preseason where it's just country cover 2, country cover 3. You know, they're not running any disguised coverage looks. That's why we saw Zach Wilson look so good in the preseason, because he wasn't getting disguised coverage looks, wasn't getting any exotic blitzes, wasn't getting anything that should confuse him at the line of scrimmage. And we still saw Zach Wilson at times struggle with reading the defense out. That's why I feel, and that's also why we saw Bo Nix play so well in the preseason, for those exact same reasons. So I think that in these first 4 weeks, yes, you're trying to win, of course, but this is when you're trying to figure out what you do well, what you don't do well. And I see we're talking about the soft, squishy zone coverage. It seems Vance Joseph has woken up on that. It does, because if you look at the Broncos' coverage tendencies, they're calling a lot of cover one. They're calling a lot of man coverage. They're really trusting their guys to win. And I like that. Yes, sometimes you're going to get beat. Yes, sometimes you're going to give up 34-yard scrambling touchdowns to Geno Smith. But I will take that, because it's a hell of a lot better than getting beat with 1,000 paper cuts by playing soft, squishy zone coverage. Vance does occasionally still run like cover 4, cover 6, some of the Vic Fangio stuff, but he's running a lot more single high, a lot more cover 1. He will get into cover 3 sometimes. That's really his base look, is cover 1, cover 3. They kind of go hand in glove with each other. So I will give Vance credit where it's due. We are seeing a lot less of that soft, squishy stuff. We saw soft, squishy stuff in the second half against Seattle, and after that, I think Vance finally realized, all right, this just is not going to work anymore. We've got to go single high. We've got to play an attacking, aggressive style man coverage defense. And to Vance's credit, he's woken up. Let's see if that continues today. All right, here we go, guys. And we finally got batteries in the remote today, so I don't have to get up and adjust the volume every single time. All right, here we go, guys. We've got like Fox's F team calling this game. It's Matt Millen, and I don't even know who the play-by-play guy is. It's like, dude, you couldn't have at least given us like Chris Myers and Mark Schlereth? So, some key inactives again for the Buccaneers. Vita Vea, Kalijah Cansey, Antoine Winfield, and their starting right guard, Luke Gedeke, is also out. There is Sean Payton, looking to get the Broncos back on track and get their first win of the season. Broncos rocking their orange jerseys for the first time today. It looks like the Broncos are going to get the ball first. Sean Payton is talking to Bo Nix. Yep, Buccaneers are set to kick off. Oh, God, we really got a college football announcer? That's terrible. All right, touchback. Broncos begin at their own 20, or at their own 30. Bo Nix, 59.7% completion, 192 pass yards per game, no touchdowns, 4 interceptions, but one of those interceptions came on the last play of the Steelers game. That really does not count. So, 1st and 10. Nix comes out in the gun. Single receiver on each side. Williams in the backfield. Nix fires along the sideline. Oh, back shoulder. Right away, the Broncos are testing downfield. A back shoulder connection with Courtland Sutton. We've seen Bo Nix connect on a couple of these back shoulders, and that's one thing he does really well. Good timing there. Working against Jamel Dean. Buccaneers wanting to push off. It's subtle. It's subtle. I don't think that's enough to warrant a call. Great job. Perfectly timed back shoulder right there. So the Broncos passing offense strikes quickly. Now from the Tampa Bay 48, we see some early play action, which is nice. Nix surveys, goes underneath to Nate Atkins, and Atkins is able to get about 6 yards there. So the Broncos already are trying to test things downfield, and like I said earlier, open up your passing game, keep the defense honest, lighten up those fronts, and then you can start pounding the rock. So far, so good. 2nd down and 4. Nix in the gun. Stack formation at the bottom of the screen. Nix fires wide open and he drops it into Josh Reynolds. Perfectly thrown ball there. Reynolds got ahead of Zion McCollum on that one. So the Buccaneers are already playing a lot of press at the line, and Reynolds takes an inside release and McCollum gets absolutely beat. Perfectly thrown ball there by Nix before the safety could get over. Really good start offensively. Hopefully they can capitalize and actually punch it in for a score here. Last week, Reynolds had 4 catches for 93 yards. He's really been the Broncos' best receiver this year. Uh-oh. Gotta go. 3, 2, 1. Snap the ball. Delay a game. So once again, the Broncos have issues getting in that play calling time. Did Sean get a timeout? No, they're just going to take the delay a game here. Alan Eck is the referee today. Bloody hell, bro. So already having issues getting in the play call on time. That was an issue last week. The Broncos said that they were going to try to simplify some of this verbiage. And so far, it hasn't helped. So first down and 15. In this area of the field, I'm okay with them taking the delay a game. You're already well in field goal range. Trying to get something on the ground. Oh no, read option, finally! A read option play. Nix takes it to the outside and picks up about 2 yards. Looks like Tampa Bay was all over that, but it's at least encouraging to see the Broncos actually call a read option. Will Golston and Greg Gaines are guys that are stepping in as starters for Vita Vea and Kalijah Cansey for the Buccaneers. So that's a possible matchup to exploit in the run game. Right now, the Broncos are trying to emphasize going on the air, though. Second down and 13. 5 wides. Williams at the bottom of the screen. Nix goes to Williams. Had some soft coverage there, giving Williams plenty of space to work with. And he turns that into an 8-yard gain, bringing up third down from inside the 5. Alex Palczewski getting his first start in the NFL at right tackle today in place of the injured Mike McGlinchey. McGlinchey sprained his MCL in that game against the Steelers and is now set to miss at least 4 weeks as he is on injured reserve. Third down and 2. Broncos get under center here. Heavy formation. Nix rolling, looking to dump it to Williams. It's not there. Instead, Nix is going to take it in himself. Wide open rushing lane for Bo Nix. Touchdown, Denver. Loved that, man. The play calling was great on that drive. Got guys open. Josh Reynolds, Cortland Sutton making plays. And Bo Nix does it himself. We finally see play action, looking to dump into the flat. The Bucs were all over it, but they did not contain Bo Nix on that one. Had a wide open rushing lane. Great stuff, man. That is what we like to see. That is the first time that we have seen the Broncos really have consistent rhythm on offense, and it came on their opening drive. Good mix of passing game, run game, got the play action going. And obviously, Bo Nix finishes off there. That's the first time we really saw balance. Love that. That is what we want to see, Broncos country. We want to see the passing game and the play action game being utilized to set up the run game. Right there, Bo Nix gets his second rushing touchdown of the season. That gives the Broncos hope. It really does. That showcases that, yes, they can move the ball on the offensive side of the ball. And to their credit, they did move the ball a few times against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their best drive of the day ended up in a Bo Nix interception in the end zone. So the Broncos can move the ball. And here they're finally able to capitalize and get into the end zone. They get the first score of the game, Broncos country. Now, defensively, I am looking to see how well they contain Baker Mayfield and company. I'm looking to see how they play guys like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Are they willing to press, or are they going to kind of back off their coverage a little bit? I hope that we don't see any soft, squishy zone coverage. Vance Joseph has limited it for the most part this year. If you look at the Broncos' coverage tendencies, it's a lot of cover one, a lot of cover three. Vance is blitzing like crazy, so I'm hoping the Broncos stay physical and stay aggressive. And if we can see a similar start on defense that we saw, say, week 1 in Seattle, and combine that with the strong start that the Broncos just had on offense, then the Broncos actually have a chance to win this game and pull off an upset. Good start, man. This was the best drive that I've seen from the Broncos all year long, and they finished. That was the best part. Bo Nix looked comfortable out there. He was delivering really accurate throws. That was a perfectly timed back shoulder between him and Courtland Sutton. Obviously, the little throw there to Josh Reynolds. The defender fell down, but it was still a perfectly placed ball by Bo Nix. That's what you want to see. You want to see Bo Nix look comfortable out there. And yes, the read option, very encouraging to see as well. Finally seeing an actual designed QB run, that's nice. So, 7-0, Denver Broncos with the early strike. 11:05 left to play in the first quarter. 6-play, 70-yard drive, 3 minutes, 55 seconds. Capped off with a Bo Nix 3-yard touchdown run. Nix was 4 for 4 for 70 yards on that drive. Absolutely, BK, absolutely. Because you know Todd Bowles will adjust. He will start disguising his coverages. Will Nix be able to process that? Meanwhile, there's the return for Buccaneers to about the 25-yard line. And here comes Baker and company. Baker Mayfield, one of the real feel-good stories of the NFL. After getting dumped by Cleveland, was sent to the NFL's equivalent of Siberia, the Carolina Panthers. Went to Los Angeles with the Rams in 2022. Finished the season off for an injured Matthew Stafford. Beat the Broncos in that Christmas Day meltdown in 2022. And now he has completely revived his career with the Bucs. First down, they start with Rachaad White, and he's going nowhere. Right away, Broncos are all over it. John Franklin Myers was there. Franklin Myers got knocked out with a concussion last week, so it's really good to see him out there today. So, right now the Buccaneers are dealing with some injuries on the offensive line. Justin School moves in at right tackle. Luke Gedeke, I believe he's their right guard, is injured. So they're doing a lot of shuffling right now. Baker looking downfield, doesn't like what he sees, and he just throws it away. Broncos hold up in coverage right there, force Baker to chuck it out of bounds. Love that, man. So, good start so far on defense. Now we've got a 3rd down and 10. Hopefully Denver can force a 3 and out here. 3rd down and 10. 10:18 left to play in the first quarter. Buccaneers trying to avoid a 3 and out. Baker with that hard count. Drops back, steps up, and he's just going to check it down here. Rachaad White. White looking to make a move, cannot. Alex Singleton brings him down after a gain of 2, and the Buccaneers go 3 and out. What a start for the Denver Broncos. A strong opening drive offensively, a forced 3 and out. Now I'm hoping the Broncos can start running the ball and really control the time of possession here. If they can take a 2-score lead on the Buccaneers, that's going to be huge. Marvin Mims is back deep to accept the punt. Jake Camarda in to kick it away for Tampa Bay. Oh, big hit from Camarda. Backs Mims up to the 5. Mims across the 20. And Mims with a spin move. Mims still going. What a return there from Marvin Mims. Gets it down to the 34. So So the Broncos with good starting field position here for their second offensive possession. We saw brilliant play calling there on that first possession. Defensively, that was about as good as you could see right there. You held up in zone coverage on that first pass. Third down, that was about as good of a third down rep as you're going to see defensively. The Broncos are really starting to figure things out on both sides of the ball. It was frustrating. It takes time, but so far, what we've seen in this game has been extraordinarily encouraging. So now, again, like I talked about, the Broncos emphasized play action on that first drive. That's going to really tell the Buccaneers that, hey, we're not going to be a one-dimensional team that's only going to keep things within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage or run the ball. I want the Broncos to start running the ball more out of shotgun. I feel like a formational tell for them when they get under center is that they're going to run the ball. So seeing the play action from under center is good, but I also want to see them start running the ball a little bit more out of shotgun. That's where Tyler Beatty could come in. Allow him some time for a rushing lane to develop, and all Beatty needs is a second to hit that crease and he's gone. Same thing for Jaleel McLaughlin. I want to see more shotgun runs with Jaleel McLaughlin because, again, it gives him time to really see what's developing and find that perfect little crease, and Jaleel can get skinny, dip his shoulder pads low right there. And, yeah, who's 34-yard line? Denver's. It's their own 34. Use Mims in motion and in the run game. For sure, I think some jet sweeps could be a good way to get Marvin Mims involved. Obviously, the Broncos ran a lot of jet sweeps last year with Jerry Jeudy and only handed the ball to him like once, so they were in a lot of jet motion, stuff like that. So I think that the Broncos want to at least establish some of that eye candy, and maybe they will hand it off to him a few more times because obviously Marvin Mims is a little bit more explosive than a guy like Jerry Jeudy is. Some more bunch formations would be awesome on offense. I agree. Kind of condense things down a little bit, makes things a little bit easier to read out. That is something I would definitely agree with. All right, here's Sean Payton calling in the play to Bo Nix's helmet. 1st and 10 from the Denver 33. Handoff to Williams, spinning out of trouble. Williams lowers his shoulder and turns a dead play there into about a 4-yard gain. Really good job by Williams with that spin move. Javonte has the highest stacked box rate of over 50% in the league. Listen, I'm not discounting that. I'm not. But by that same token, Javonte Williams' vision has been an issue throughout his career. I understand the Broncos have been seeing stacked boxes. We've been talking about that all game long, but still, there have been cutback lanes for Javonte to take, and he hasn't taken them. All right, a little RPO here. Swing out to Jaleel McLaughlin, and McLaughlin out of bounds, gain of a yard. Buccaneers were all over that. I'll bring up 3rd down. All right, so Sean got the play call in at about 25 seconds. Let's see if the Broncos break the huddle in a timely manner. They do. They break it at 15 seconds. That's plenty of time. 3rd down and 5. Nix from the gun. Good protection, and wasn't on the same page there. Looks like Nix threw it outside. Little Jordan Humphrey broke inside. So, 3 and out there for the Broncos. Yep. Miscommunication. I don't know who that was on, but Bo wanted to throw it outside. Humphrey broke inside. Yeah, those are those growing pains that you have with a young quarterback. Again, I don't know who was in the wrong right there, but that's frustrating. All right. So, fair catch right there from Tampa Bay. inside the 15. So hopefully Denver can get another stop here defensively. On that one, good timing on the throw, bad route. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was just a miscommunication. It was, again, Bo expected Josh to break outside, and Josh broke inside instead. Yep, just a miscommunication. That's not on. I mean, I don't know who it was on right there, but I kind of would like to lean towards the receiver on that one. All right, so Broncos 3 and out on their second offensive possession. Defensively, I thought they did a good job playing physical and playing aggressive there. So hopefully they can get another 3 and out. They did a good job holding up in coverage on that first drive. Bucks are showing zone. Hopefully Sean can call the right plays. So far, so good. So far, so good. I mean, again, that last one, it looked like a good play call, just a miscommunication between Reynolds and Nix. They found the void in the zone. It was going to be a completion if it wasn't for the miscommunication. Yes, Little Jordan has been bumped up to the 53. They did that, I believe it was yesterday. Anyone else in the chat glad we can mute the game and have Gage announce it? I appreciate that. Yeah, man, we got like the F-team announcers for Fox. It's some college announcer doing play-by-play, and then it's Matt Millen on color. I'm sorry, but Matt Millen is one of the worst announcers that I've ever heard. I was hoping that we'd at least get somebody like Chris Myers and Mark Schlereth. I would have totally rocked with Stink, man. I love when Stink gets to do Broncos games. But nope, instead we get the FF team. Perna had the most annoying Steelers guest. I'm assuming that was Urinating Tree. Why not commentate the game on my own? I mean, people like the game audio, but I could mute it if you guys want me to. 1st and 10 from the 13. Baker goes underneath, caught by Godwin there, working on Riley Moss. Godwin came back to the ball, gets it to the 20-yard line, game about 7. Xander, what'd you miss? Broncos had an awesome opening drive. 6-play drive, 4 minutes. Bo Nix was 4 for 4 for 70 yards. Had a rushing touchdown to cap it off. Fantastic. Defense forced a 3 and out. And then after that, the Broncos had a miscommunication on 3rd down on their second possession and had to punt it away. Josh Reynolds broke inside. Bo Nix threw it to the outside. And there's Rachaad White taking it for a 1st down to about the 23-yard line. Gain of 4. Pretend I'm a play-by-play announcer at the game. I mean, that's kind of what I do. I call the game as like I'm a play-by-play announcer. So 1st and 10 here for the Bucks. Broncos showing 5 down linemen. White cuts it inside and gets 3. Zach Allen brings him down there. They gave him 4, 2nd down and 6. God, Matt Millen's so annoying, bro. Cade Otton goes in motion to the left side for Tampa Bay, and Baker dumps it in the flat to Otton, and coming downhill to make the tackle is P.J. Locke. Good job right there, rallying to the football by P.J. Locke, and limits Otton to very little yardage after the catch. 3rd down. How'd the Broncos score? Bo Nix rushing touchdown. It was a rollout play. They tried to jump it to Devontae in the flat. It wasn't there, so Bo just took it himself. Third down and 4. Baker fires it along the sidelines. Picked off, intercepted by the Broncos. It's Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones looking for a cut by Backlit. He finds it. Brandon Jones getting a block. Brandon Jones inside the 10, and Brandon Jones is brought down at the 9. Jones read that like a book. He came over and undercut that route. What a play by Brandon Jones. He read that like a book, dude. Broncos were playing zone on that one, and he was trying to take advantage of a matchup, Mike Evans on Jaquan McMillan, but Brandon Jones read it all the way. What a play by Jones. That was really nice. And that sets up the Broncos here. First down and goal now. Nix. Play action. There's a flag down. This might be an ineligible man downfield. Nix. Uh-oh. He put the ball on the carpet. Nix lost the ball, and the Buccaneers have it. Dude. We got to check this flag. I think this is on offense, though. Ay, caramba. Bo, you got to throw that away. Or just take the sack. Bo. Oh, dude. Oh, Denver just got bailed out. Tampa was offsides. Oh, dude. Denver just got bailed out big time. So, Bo knew he had a free play there, but still cannot put the ball on the carpet like that. You got so lucky. Just got bailed the hell out, man. Yeah, that was a big-time learning lesson, Maverick, and he got lucky that he got bailed out. So now it sets up first and goal from inside the 5. See the run game. Williams lowers his shoulder, gets to about the 2. Love to see another pound up the gut here with Javonte. Or maybe a read option. Second down and goal is a good down and distance to call a read option. Yeah, man, that was a very, very lucky break right there. Second and goal. See some pre-snap motion there with Reynolds. They handed up the gut, and we got it. Touchdown. Oh, no, they're going to say he's short. Official comes in, says he's down at the half-yard line. That was Jaleel McLaughlin. This looked like this was possibly an RPO. No, that just looked like he was trying to run. Yep, nope, he didn't break the plane. Down at the half-yard line. Third and goal. And you know this is 4-down territory here for Denver. Or I don't know, man. You do want to take a 2-score lead if you can get it. I might kick the field goal if you don't get this. I get it's cowardly, but... well, doesn't matter. Oh, come on. He's in. He's in. I thought he's in. I thought he got in. Yo, that's a touchdown. He got in. Let's see. I thought Pookie was in there. Let's see. Force. Come on. He's in. It looked like that first surge got him in, though. Oh, Sean. Is Sean going to throw the hanky? He is. All right, Sean just threw the hanky. It looked like that first surge got him in. Somebody upstairs got a good look at it and said that they should throw the flag, so Sean just threw it. That's worth burning a challenge for, I feel like. Hopefully they've got a good enough downhill view of it that they can overturn it. That's the thing. From that one pylon angle, it really wasn't definitive enough. See, it looks like for me that first surge got him in. But you can't tell where the football is, so I'm worried they might not have enough evidence to overturn that. Then the question becomes, what do you do at that rate if you're Denver? Do you kick the field goal and try to go up 2 scores, or do you try to go for the touchdown right there? I mean, you're pinning them back at their goal line, and the Broncos have already gotten 2 safeties in that situation this year, so maybe the Broncos do want to do that. But it's hard to pass up the opportunity at a 2-score lead here. It really is. When he went down, his hip was past the line. I'm curious how the ball wasn't across. It looked like it was, but the problem is I don't think they've got a good enough camera view that's going to show the ball across the plane. Everybody here's saying go for it. I mean, I understand that, but I mean, you're potentially passing at the opportunity to get a 2-score lead here. So I don't know. It's definitely tough. Granted, though, if they get a stop and then they're pinned back at the 1-yard line and the Broncos get a safety, you can still get a 2-score lead in that regard, too. So I can see an argument either way. I think this should be a touchdown here, but it's also, do they have enough definitive evidence to overturn it? I'm going to look on Twitter here and see if they've gotten a ruling on the field yet. And it did not work. Yep, challenge failed. As I was afraid of, there was not a definitive enough look to overturn it, so Sean Payton's keeping his offense out there for 4th down and goal. If they don't get it, Tampa Bay is going to be pinned back deep, so that'll give the Broncos another opportunity to possible safety, but obviously, hopefully they can just punch it in and get the touchdown. Yep, they said it wasn't a touchdown. I just looked on Twitter, and Broncos reporters said it was not a touchdown. So, sending the offense back out there, and I imagine they're just going to pound it up the gut again. I honestly give it to Michael Burton. Just give it to your fullback. Let him get the dirty work done. And Burton is out there. So is Jaleel McLaughlin. I'd honestly put Javonte in this situation. Maybe a QB sneak, but I'd imagine Tampa Bay is going to be all over that. They're going to clog all those gaps up front. Oh, I think it might be a QB sneak. Nope. Pitch. Oh, they're all over it. They are all over it. I don't like that. Oh, my God, Jaleel! He got it! Dude, he made the defender miss. I thought Jaleel was dead to rights in the backfield. Instead, he makes the defender miss on a shake and bake and takes it in. Holy crap, Jaleel! Dude! I thought they were going to QB sneak it because they used that cadence. Ready, set, hut 1, hut 2, hut 3. That is usually the cadence they use on the QB sneak. But Jaleel, dude, made 2 guys miss on that one. Holy crap! I agree. I think that was a terrible play call, but it worked. I don't like going the opposite direction on 4th down and goal, but you got Jaleel McLaughlin who just bailed you out of a bad play call. And the Broncos take a 14-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Holy crap. Holy crap. Good start for Denver, but that was a terrible play call. Broncos have gotten bailed out now twice. That Bo Nix fumble got bailed out with an offside call. And now this, man. That is your second bailout, and the Broncos have a 14-0 lead. Now you've got to get in a mode here where you stay aggressive, but you also don't want to get to a point where you choke away the lead. Broncos country will remember last year against the Washington Commanders, they had I believe it was a 21-0 or a 21-3 lead, something like that, over Washington. And in that second half, Washington just ran the ball down Denver's throat, and Denver choked away that whole lead. So, obviously, the Broncos know what it's like to choke away leads like that. They cannot do that. Just like DB94 says here, keep your foot on the gas and don't get complacent. Complacency is your worst enemy in the NFL. Yeah, Broncos really did get lucky twice on that drive. We've got David in the house. Good to see you, David. All right. Let's see how they want to play this defensively here. It's going to be a touchback for Tampa Bay. Ball's going to come out to the 30. Dude, Jaleel McLaughlin bailed your ass out on that. He really did. 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Is this a dream? I mean, this sure as hell is going a lot better than the last time the Broncos played in Florida week 3. Agreed, Maverick. Agreed. 1st and 10 from the 30. Handoff. White. Not much there. Gain of 3. Brought down by Cody Barton and company. There's VJ. Diving into his bag of tricks on this one. I thought the Broncos defense was about as good as you could ask them to be in the second half against Pittsburgh. And so far, they're playing really well here. That interception by Brandon Jones was a beautiful read. A beautiful read. Broncos have 84 total yards to Tampa Bay's 22. Play action for Baker. He doesn't like what he sees. Baker pumping. Baker trying to run for it, and he gets slammed down behind the line of scrimmage. Devon Key came downhill and brought Baker down, but he was met by a convoy of Broncos. I dare you to order custom PJ Lock PJs. That's hilarious. Yep. That was great coverage right there for Denver, and Baker just has to eat it. 3rd down and 7 from the 33. Trey Palmer goes in motion to the left. Baker looking for Palmer. It's incomplete. What a play by Riley Moss. That was textbook coverage. Riley Moss has really played well these last couple of weeks. He's had a couple of plays where he's gotten baptized by fire, but overall, you like to see the physicality and the resilience from Moss. And good job with your leverage right there, staying on Palmer and getting to the inside of him to break up that pass. That was perfect. So the Broncos defense yet again gets a stop. Camarda punts it away. And that'll bounce, and it is down at the 34 of Denver. So the Broncos in the Sean Payton era, September has not been historically kind to them. But this is about as good of a start as you can ask for here. But just like we said, they can't get complacent. 0-5 in the Sean Payton era in September. September for Sean Payton historically has been a month where he uses it to figure things out. October has been a very strong month for Sean Payton. Bo Nix so far is 5 for 6 for 72 yards. Had that fumble, but got bailed out with an offside call. Get the run game going. Jaleel McLaughlin is breaking ankles today. Once again, it looked like he was dead to rights, and he is able to spin out of it and turns it into a 5-yard gain. Really impressed with what we've seen from Jaleel today. Love it. Less than a minute left to play now in the first quarter. Broncos hurry it up to the line of scrimmage. Nix spins. Nix looking, going downfield. It's caught by Franklin, but I think he's out of bounds. I don't think he got 2 in. Nope, he did not. Was that Troy's first target of the year? I believe it was. He gets open. Marvin Mims clears him out there. It's basically a flood concept, and good ball by Bo, but Franklin just cannot get 2 feet down. Headed to B-dubs to watch the game. Nice. Yep, that's frustrating, man. Franklin's got to find some way to get 2 feet. The throw might have led him a little too far out of bounds, but Still, Franklin's got to get his feet down on that one. Here's Humphrey. Humphrey lowers his shoulder. He's not going to get there. Gets stopped about a half-yard shy of the line to gain, and let's see if Denver wants to go for it here. They are. They're going for it. It's less than a yard. It's 4th and inches. Could this be a QB sneak? Tampa's clogging all those gaps up front. Yep. Good job by Bo, man. Slithers forward, finds that little crease there, and gets the first down. It's not your traditional QB sneak per se. It's more of the... That was more of a QB slither. Found the gap to the left side and got it. I don't know if I'd truly call that a QB sneak, but good stuff so far, man. Yeah, the throw was a little late, probably. Again, it led Troy a little too far to the sideline. Malik Willis is cooking his former team. Ooh, let me, in fact, go ahead and look at the other scores. Let's see what we got here. Giants, Browns tied at 7. Saints lead the Eagles 3-0. Ooh, 17-7 Packers over the Titans. Vikings cooking the Texans 14-0. I'm on the record saying I have been a Sam Darnold apologist, and so far that's paying off. Chargers lead the Steelers 7-0. So far, man, good slate of opening games. And I'm really excited for tonight's game, the Chiefs and the Falcons. If the Falcons can have some resemblance of the team that showed up in Philadelphia last week, they might have a chance there to take down Kansas City, but we'll see. Bo's starting to take the next step. I'm seeing the flashes. For sure, you definitely are seeing a lot of encouraging stuff with Bo in this game, and I think Sean Payton is overall putting him in a much better position to be successful. Steelers just tied it. Yeah, I'm curious to see if Justin Fields can hold on to that starting quarterback job there for Pittsburgh. If Pittsburgh wins today against the Chargers, I really don't think there's a scenario where you can insert Russ back in there. Yep, it's true. Fields really did save Pittsburgh's ass on this one. And the moment that they went out to get Fields, everyone was all like, oh, Russell Wilson's going to be the guy, blah, 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 blah. The moment that they went out and got Justin Fields, that's when you knew that the Steelers didn't trust Russell Wilson. Sam 6 for 8, 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. Woo, baby. Dude is lighting it up out there. And Texans defense is nothing to sneeze at either. Caleb Williams looking rough still. It'll come with time. I think one thing that certainly helps the Broncos is having an offensive-minded head coach in Sean Payton. Yes, there have been frustrations from the fan base about not putting him in the position to be successful, but I think that today we're seeing that Sean does have the ability to do it. Marvin Mims getting some early playing time, goes in motion, and they set up a screen to Javonte Williams here, and Javonte Williams is able to get it inside the 50 to about the 47. So that was our first screen of the day. Sean Payton loves to make his money on screens. I don't know who would trade for Russell Crumble. I mean, he's dirt cheap, but I don't know. Like, who would trade for him at this rate? Second down and 3. Nix from the gun fires it off his back foot, and it's caught. Cortland Sutton out physical Jamel Dean on that one. Sutton, the bigger body, and he just uses that size to vacuum in that ball. I don't like seeing Bo Nix throw off his back foot, but it worked. He vacuumed it in, man. Good job by Sutton. I'd like to see cleaner footwork from Bo on that. Once again, he drifts off his back foot. It's well timed on the out route to Sutton again. Gain of 7 working on Dean, but just want to see better footwork. Little stuff that we can still clean up. But Starting off 8 for 10 for 96 yards. I think everybody in Broncos country will take that from Bo Nix. Second down and 4. Get yourself in these favorable down and distances, man. That's key. Handoff again. Slithering, finding a little hole to cut back inside. That's Tyler Beatty. And Beatty's able to lower down. Gets another first down, gain of 4. What does it mean to throw off your back foot? He's not setting his base when he throws. You can see that he's only on one foot when he throws. He's not throwing with a set base. Now, sometimes you won't have time to, but when you have a clean pocket and you're trying to throw an out route, you generally want to have your 2 feet set and you can use your hips to drive into that throw. When you're throwing off of your back foot and throwing with only 1 foot on the ground, you can't really use your lower body to generate velocity with the throw. Little screen here, caught by Troy Franklin, so they're getting Troy Franklin involved here. Had a block out in front by Josh Reynolds, and Franklin's able to turn that into about a 6-yard gain. Yep, exactly. It's all arm when you're throwing off your back foot. You're not using your hips and your core to generate velocity on your throw. Second and 4. Nix looking to swing it out. It's not there. This is a dead play. Nix uses his legs, gets a first down out of bounds, but that's probably going to be a holding call. Flag's down in the backfield. When a flag flies in the backfield, 90% of the time, that's a hold. Yep, that's on Bowles. That's tough, man. The play that the Broncos wanted just wasn't there. Nix tried to get out of trouble, and Bowles just had to hold in order to prevent Nix from getting his head chopped off. I mean, that's one of those holds that you're just going to have to live with. That's not really a bad play per se by Bowles. He's just, again, Bo's trying to get out and was going to get his head chopped off, so Garrett just had to hold on that one. Second and 14. From the 24. Nix, play fake. Nix dances. He throws it off his back foot again. Gets it right to the line of scrimmage. Little Jordan Humphrey surges forward for a gain of 1. Bringing up a 3rd down and 13 from the 23. It is nice to see Troy Franklin, even if he's just being used as mostly eye candy out there, at least shows the threat to the defense that he might potentially get the ball. Yeah, I think Palcho's doing just fine out there. Haven't really noticed him, and if you're an offensive lineman and you don't get noticed, that's a good thing. And they're just going to set up another screen here. Javonte Williams lowers his shoulder, and that's going to set up Denver for a field goal. Another flag's down. Is this an ineligible man downfield here? Looks like the ball came out a little late. That does happen sometimes. Buccaneers are indicating that it's on Denver. Robert, I think Palcho's better at right tackle than he is at left tackle. Yep, it is indeed on Denver. It's an illegal block in the back on Ben Powers. So at this rate, just run a screen, run a draw, just get some of this yardage back. You're already in field goal range. Don't do anything stupid here. Keep yourself in position to take a 3-score lead. Yeah, I think Alex Palczewski's more natural position is right tackle. If Bowles had gone down, we would have probably seen Matt Peart. I think Peart's the more natural left tackle. All right, 3rd and 20. I just run a draw here. Or, yeah, that works just as well. Little underneath screen to Troy Franklin. Gets it up to the 25-yard line, and that's going to set up Will Lutz and company for the field goal. Oh, I do believe Bulls will be gone at the end of this year. I do believe the Broncos are going to be looking for their more long-term right tackle option in the draft. How am I watching this game? Just on cable TV on Fox. So 4th and 15. Here comes Will Lutz. Lutz. Kick is up, and it is perfect. He has not missed all season long. So the Denver Broncos take a 17-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Really solid drive there. Took some good time off the clock. 9 minutes and 25 seconds left to play in the first half. Yes, guys, just like DB says, we got 161 people in the house. Drop a like, would really appreciate it. That is a free and easy way to show your support for the channel. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps our content get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you. Need some Mountain Dew, need some caffeine. So overall, I think this is really the best that we've seen from our offense all year long. Consistent rhythm. Obviously, the penalties did hurt on that last drive there. The illegal block in the back on Ben Powers. But overall, man, they're staying disciplined. They're executing. Guys aren't really blowing assignments. We did see that miscommunication between Reynolds and Nix. But aside from that, guys aren't really blowing assignments, so I think the Broncos are really pleased with what they've seen so far. What second half adjustments do you think Tampa Bay will make? Well, I think they might want to try to establish their run game a little bit more, but with Tampa Bay, their run game has always been kind of an issue for them. I do think that they just want to get things a little bit more settled down on offense, maybe scheme up some quick, easy completions for Baker Mayfield, stuff like that. And then on the other side of the ball, they might start to physical up and try to play a little bit more man coverage, but we'll see. Broncos are literally doing everything that we asked them to do. I would say so. We're seeing play action. We're seeing read options. We're seeing RPOs. We're seeing easy completions being designed for Bo Nix. We're still seeing Bo Nix throw off of his back foot, which isn't great. You want to see that footwork get cleaned up. I think this offseason, Bo Nix could really use a trip down to study with Jordan Palmer there in Southern California and get that footwork cleaned up. Yes, that is also on his quarterback coach, Davis Webb, but I think Bo should take the proactive approach and maybe go visit another quarterback guru to really get that lower body sound, because it wasn't until Josh Allen got his lower body mechanics tuned that he really started to ascend into the conversation of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. It really rung in some of his inaccuracy issues, and I think that a similar type of thing would be good for Bo Nix to get his lower body mechanics right, and that will go very far for him. 9.5 left to play in the first half. Broncos lead 17-0. Offensive line has always been an issue. Hopefully they'll address it. Right now, your biggest issue is left tackle. Garrett Bowles has had a terrible start to the year. So right now, the Broncos need to focus on finding a long-term option at left tackle. I'm hoping their scouts are looking in the draft right now to see who might be that option. 1st and 10. Buccaneers start to get the run game going here, and no dice. Malcolm Roach was the first one in the backfield, and then Alex Singleton and Cody. First 3 possessions for Tampa Bay. Punt, interception, punt. It's so nice to see the Broncos have a good run defense, man. It really is. After what we had to put up with last year. Oh, looks like the refs might have missed a face mask. I think that's why the crowd's mad, Maverick. At least that's what the announcers are saying. 2nd down and 9. Slant to Mike Evans, and Evans is popped immediately. No yards after the catch right there. That's going to bring up third down and about 2 or 3. Robert, thank you for the 2 bones, man. Really appreciate it. Like what I'm seeing. Shots when we score. Woo! Cheers, man. Thank you so much. Help keep the lights on here at Broncos Syndicate. So third down and 2 here. Let's see if Denver's defense can get off the field once again. Tampa is 0 for 3 on third downs today. From the gun. Baker goes underneath and easy completion right there. Chris Godwin working on Jaquan McMillan. Godwin had some space to work underneath, picks up the first down, and now Tampa Bay is starting to go hurry up here. This is one of their adjustments that they're making right now before halftime, is trying to up the tempo here on the offensive side of the ball. Baker with dummy cadence, try to get Denver to declare what they're in here. Gavin, thank you for the $2, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And they pound it again, no dice. This run defense has been rock solid. That time it was Zach Allen limiting White to a gain of 1. And White's a little gimpy. He's limping. Second and 10. He is, DB. Jonah Ellis is a grown-ass man out there. Baker. White is able to get it to a 35-yard line. Bring up third down and short once again. At this rate, Robert, I do believe the Broncos will move off of Baron Browning. It's just the injuries, man. He hasn't put together a complete season. At this point, I think the Broncos are going to let him walk in free agency. Another third down and short. This is the situation that Tampa Bay wants to find themselves in all game. Empty the backfield. Baker has some time. He gets hit on the release, and it's incomplete. Dude, he had some pressure off the edge right there. I couldn't see who that was, but absolutely affected the throw there. Let's see, who was that? Oh, it's Nick Bonito. That is fantastic. He wins by dipping underneath right there. Cooper got in the backfield as well. That's fantastic. It looks like Tampa Bay trying to ignite something here in this offense. They're going for it. It's fourth down and 2. Baker's in the gun. Broncos playing physical at the line. Baker. Yes! Overthrew Chris Godwin, Jaquan McMillan in coverage, and another stop for Denver. Man, they have been lights out on defense. Tampa got 1 first down there, able to go up tempo, but stalled out once again. That was good coverage by Jaquan McMillan. It was a high throw from Baker to Chris Godwin, and the Broncos get the stop on 4th down. They lead by 3 scores, and now they have the opportunity to go downfield and punch it in again. This is fantastic, Broncos country. This is about as good as we could ask for. If they go downfield and score again, you might want to think about going for 2 here. I could make it a 4-score game, dude. I think you might want to think about it. Not willing to say playoff team yet, Robert, but this is very encouraging. It came a week later than I expected it to. I thought the Broncos were going to get some stuff figured out against the Steelers, but I'm glad that it's happening now. Defense brought Baker back down to earth. I don't even think Baker's really been that bad. I just think the Broncos' defense has been smothering. They've been all over the Buccaneers receivers like flypaper. They're playing tight, physical man coverage. None of this soft, squishy bullshit that I absolutely hate. I hate defenses who play soft zone that literally give receivers free releases off the line of scrimmage and gives them space underneath to operate. The Broncos did that ad nauseum last year, and it was the main culprit in some of their worst losses, including that Miami game. Now, Denver's learning their lesson. They're playing tight physical man coverage. They're not giving receivers free releases at the line of scrimmage, and it's really helped them a lot get that defense right. Alrighty, Maverick, sounds good. See you when you get back. Yep, do not let them breathe, Bronco fan. You cannot get complacent here. You've got to keep your feet on the gas. Broncos let their foot off the gas last year against the Washington Commanders and choked away a 3-score lead. They cannot do that here. Defense is doing their job. Be physical up front and stopping the run. We have to keep that tenacity all 4 quarters, 100%. That squishy defense made me want to jump off a cliff. Dude, me too. Literally, I hate that type of defense. All right, now from the 45-yard line. Their own 45. Bo Nix fires it, and that one was low and incomplete. Threw it to the wrong shoulder of Sutton there. That was just an inaccurate throw. Yep. We've seen Bo make that throw to Sutton on the big dig. We've also seen him miss it a couple of times. Anthony, they're at their own 45. They got the turnover on down, so good field position to start off. 2nd and 10. Rolling it. Nix looking. Just dumps it underneath to Beatty. Beatty's able to get 5 yards out of bounds at the 50. Yep, that was a bad ball. I've seen Bo make that throw a couple of times. I've also seen him miss it a couple of times. Eagles Saints is more of a snooze fest than last week. Is it still 3-0? 3rd and 3. Got to imagine this is 4-down territory once again. Read option again. Bo Nix. Love it. Love it. Where the hell has this been the last 2 weeks? Seriously. Just reading the edge. If they crash in to stop the run, you keep it yourself. Actually, it looks like he was reading the nickel that time. They brought down Jordan Whitehead to play nickel. I agree. Bo needs to slide there. We've seen this too many times. Tua Tagovailoa is a prime example. Gotta slide. They're ticking this play clock down all the way to 1 second. Williams spins out of trouble. Gain of 5. Uh-oh! Ball's on the carpet. Williams fumbled the ball, and Tampa Bay says they have it. Oh, no, they're going to say he was down. They're going to say he was down. Let's see. That's a fumble. That is a fumble. Who got on top of it, though? That's a fumble. Tampa going to challenge it? Yep. I didn't see who recovered it, though. Was there a clear recovery by Tampa Bay? Todd Bowles is challenging it. Yep. Javonte put that ball on the carpet, and at this point, that might be Javonte's last straw. Yep, that's going to be Tampa Bay ball. Hopefully this isn't the beginning of the end here, Broncos country. If Javonte Williams cost the Broncos this game... oh, boy. Yep, can't put the ball on the carpet like that, man. At this point, the Broncos need to explore other options. Jaleel McLaughlin's looked good in this game. Beatty's had a couple of nice reps. When Audric Estime comes back, at this point, man, Javonte Williams is pissing me off, man. He really is. You cannot put the ball on the carpet like that. You're trying to control a 3-score lead. Oh, bro. Those are back-breaking, self-inflicted wounds. That's your first real big mess-up of the day for Denver right there. But, oh, dude. They were in field goal range, too. They were in a position to get points. At this point, you can't keep riding with Javonte Williams. You just can't. You tell me, Robert. I don't know why he's not covering the ball. It's so frustrating. No, Kim, Bo's been good today. Like, Bo has been really good. But it doesn't matter when your running back puts the ball on the carpet. No, Rodney, and I'm worried that he's never going to recapture that 2021 form. You got to remember, he suffered a devastating knee injury. That injury was horrible. He tore almost every ligament in that knee. The fact that he's even playing right now is a medical miracle, but the lack of vision, putting the ball on the carpet, that's something that the knee injury cannot explain. So now this is going to set up Tampa Bay here with an opportunity to close up some of this lead. Bucks win the challenge. It's going to be Tampa Bay football. It sucks, man. It does. So there's 4:35 left in the half. Yep. At this point, man, you might have to put Williams on the bench. There are certain situations where he's going to have to see the field. Third down, pass protecting situations. But outside of that, no, we're done. As they say, man, ball security is job security. You put the ball on the carpet, that's how you lose your job. Melvin Gordon literally got cut in Denver because he couldn't stop putting the ball on the carpet. Here's Bucky Irving, Bo Nix's teammate at Oregon. Bucky Irving with a big burst. And Irving rips off Tampa Bay's best run of the day. So this could be an adjustment here that the Buccaneers make. More Bucky Irving, less Rachaad White. It might be a little bit delayed, Kim, because of my satellite. First and 10. Hand off to White. Buccaneers starting to ride this run game. White lowers his shoulder and gets 9. They're going to say he crossed the line to gain there. First and 10. Second and 1. They say he did not cross the line to gain. Dumps it underneath. Cade Otton breaks a tackle from Singleton, and Otton is down inside the 15 to the 14. This Buccaneers offense is starting to get into a groove here. Under 3 minutes left to play in the half. You know Denver's going to want to try to use their timeouts and get the ball back before the end of the half. Tampa Bay does get the ball to start the second half. And a little reverse here. This is Irving, Bucky Irving breaking tackles, and Irving is down at the 1. So Bucky Irving has given this Buccaneers offense a little bit of juice and now has him here in scoring position. Classic Broncos momentum shift. Yep. That's what happens when you turn the football over, man. Can't do it. Yep, this is good play calling by the Bucs. Their offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen. He knows that there are times when Denver can get a little vulnerable in the run game. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Broncos still have 2 timeouts, so they're going to probably want to at least try to go downfield and get a field goal here before the end of the half. First and goal at the 1, man. So, man, this is where we start to see that stupid momentum shift happen. The Broncos need to answer with a score here before the end of the half. Because at this rate, you already know Tampa Bay is going to get in. That fumble really, really is going to come back to haunt Denver, I feel like. That was a momentum-changing turnover right there. Let's look at some of the other scores here, see what's going on in the rest of the NFL. Giants over the Browns, 13-7. Eagles Saints still 3-0. Texans Vikings still 14-0. Packers lead the Titans 17-7. Chargers over the Steelers 10-7. Colts lead the Bears 7-0. But man, dude, I'm still frustrated about that fumble. I really am. You've got to bench Javonte. You really do. A good team can withstand those challenges. Exactly, and that's what we're going to find out right here is can the Broncos overcome some of this adversity? If the Broncos can overcome this, then I'll feel confident heading into the rest of this season. I really will. This is a great test. You're starting to get your back against the wall again. How do you overcome it? Can they go downfield and put together a scoring drive before the end of half? If they can do that, that'll be good. Yep, games always have momentum shifts. Got to be good enough to get the momentum back. 100%. We're about to find out right here, right now, because I'm assuming next play is going to be a Buccaneers score. Broncos are going to get the ball back, and they're going to have to go downfield and score. It's been Bucky Irving mostly on this drive, Juju. He's been giving them a little bit of a juice on their offense. Just a reminder, guys, on the other side of halftime, we will be back for second half action. We're going to take a little bit of a halftime intermission here. So go refresh your beverage, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to do. And is he in? No, he's not. First and goal, stop right there. Rashad White. Second and goal from like the 1-inch line. Oh, I think he's in. I think White broke the plane there. It looked like the ball did cross. Denver's going to pop a timeout here. Try to preserve some time to get some points heading into halftime. Second and goal. So Tim Brando, that's the guy who's doing play-by-play for this. I have no clue who that is. Apparently he's some college announcer. Second and goal. Heavy formation. Baker's going to sneak it in. There's a flag down. Let's see if this backs up the Bucs. Indications are this is on Tampa Bay. Was it a false start? And we got a little extracurricular activity as well. Some pushing and shoving. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Get him out, get him out, get him out. We do not need any penalties. Please get him out. It was a false start. Little pushing and shoving afterwards, but no flags from that. Yep, that was a false start on Graham Barton. The crowd doesn't like it. 2nd and goal. That backs him up now to the 5. They said false start. I don't know about that one, actually. I mean, that was kind of a bailout right there for Denver again, not gonna lie. And the fans do not like it. You hear a fan there chanting, "Refs, you suck." So meanwhile, we got 2nd and goal from the 5. This gives Denver a fighting chance. Baker, float up. Oh, man, what a catch. Chris Godwin working on Riley Moss. He just climbs the ladder and catches it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. That was good coverage by Moss, but Godwin just went up and out-physicaled him. There was really not much Moss could do on that. He got mossed. He did. Moss got mossed. Again, there's not really a whole lot more you could ask Riley Moss to do on that one. That was just a better job by Chris Godwin. So now Tampa Bay cuts this down to a 2-score lead. Denver's got 1:50 left and 1 timeout to work with to try to get some points on the board. Exactly, Robert. Got the better part of the 2 minutes to go downfield and at least get a field goal out of this. Hopefully a touchdown, but at least a field goal. Yeah, that I can't even get mad at Riley Moss for that. He was doing pretty much everything he could do on that one, but Godwin just jumped up and out-physicaled him. That's what happens sometimes. A corner can have perfect coverage, but sometimes it's hard to defend a perfect throw and catch like that. And that was just perfect timing and chemistry between Baker Mayfield and Chris Godwin. Again, really not much Riley Moss could do on that one. But that fumble comes to bite Denver in the ass. They were in field goal range. They could have gotten 3 more points. Instead, Tampa goes downfield and turns it into 7 points of their own. Yeah, it really was good coverage there by Riley Moss. I thought Moss has played really well. The completions he's given up, pretty much almost every completion Riley's given up is just well-timed stuff between the quarterback and the receiver where he's in position, he's got good coverage, but the throw and the catch are just better than the coverage is. Better not see Javonte next series. I think since this is going to be a passing situation, we're probably going to see more Jaleel and Beatty. Probably, I'd guess, Jaleel. And Jaleel's looked good today. I mean, sometimes that's what happens, though, when you get mossed. I mean, you're in good position. You're literally right there with the receiver. You can't, from back pivoting position, really be expected to jump up like that. What happened to Mike Evans being the #1 receiver? Well, today he's going up against Pat Surtain, so Surtain's just taking him away. It's not mediocrity, though. That's good coverage. There's literally nothing Moss can do on that. That's just what happens sometimes. You get beat. Sometimes receivers get the better of you. Exactly. Matt Millen just said it. It's almost indefensible. There's really not much that Moss can do on that. All right. Broncos got 1:50 and 1 timeout to work with. Ah, stupid bot. I can't delete the bot right now. I don't have access to that screen. If there's a mod in here, can they take care of that bot, please? First down and 10. Oh yeah, Rodney. Chris Godwin would be a #1 receiver on almost any other NFL team. Bo goes underneath right there. Humphrey comes back to the ball. Broncos gain 5. They hurry it up. Got to make sure your communication is sound on this drive. No self-inflicted wounds. No sacks, no penalties. Good job. Again, coming back to the ball there is Cortland Sutton. First down. Clock ticking. Minute 17 and counting. 1 timeout. Nix. Underneath. Goes to Troutman. Troutman across midfield, and he goes out of bounds at the Buccaneer 42. So you're already creeping on the edge here of Will Lutz's field goal range. Again, cannot have any self-inflicted wounds. No sacks, no penalties. First and 10. Bo. Outside. Good ball. Humphrey again. Now the Broncos can kind of start to slow it down a little bit. They don't have to go with as much urgency. You're already in Will Lutz's range now. They're going to empty the backfield here. Got to be careful. Nix. Pumping. Nix could have just dumped in the flats. Instead, he's just going to take off. Good job. Gets out of bounds. Stops the clock. 33 seconds. 1 timeout. Again, no self-inflicted wounds. No self-inflicted wounds. That was a close one right there. Nix held on a little bit longer than I wanted him to. Good job recognizing he had a rushing lane. Good job getting out of bounds. That is good. 33 seconds, 1 timeout. First down and 10. From the 29. Clock's still ticking. Inside of 20 seconds, you still have that timeout. They're trying to preserve it as long as they can. Bo. Outside. Ooh, man, that was a dangerous throw. Nearly intercepted by Zion McCollum. McCollum undercut that, and Bo's very lucky that that wasn't going for 6 the other way. Actually, that was a little bit wide there. That was one that wasn't going to be intercepted. All right, got to be careful here. You have a field goal in your back pocket. Got to be careful. No stupid plays. No boneheaded decisions, Bo. If it's not there, throw it away. If it's not there, throw it away. Throw it away. No sacks. There you go. Good job. Good job. It wasn't there. The protection started to break down. He threw it away. Broncos are going to kick the field goal. Great job by Bo right there. Yep. It started to break down. He knew that it wasn't going to be there. He just threw it away. That was a good incompletion right there. That's why I feel like completion percentage is one of the worst stats in the NFL, because that was an incompletion and that was the good play there. That was the right play. That was a good incompletion by Bo. Broncos are going to be happy to take this field goal. 38 yards for Will Lutz. Perfect operation. The kick is perfect. Lutz still has not missed on the year. Broncos extend their lead 20-7. That was a great drive. That was a fantastic drive. Obviously, you wanted to get 6 right there, but you will happily take the 3. Good game management by Bo Nix. No mistakes, no self-inflicted wounds. That was a fantastic drive. There's 2 seconds left, so we're going to see a kickoff, and then halftime. We're going to be heading to intermission for halftime, so if you guys need to refresh your beverage, take a bong rip, go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do, I will be doing all 3 of the above. And then we will be back here for second half action. The Buccaneers do get the ball to start the second half. So Denver will be hopefully looking for a stop. We saw on that last offensive possession for Tampa Bay, they started to emphasize the run game with Bucky Irving. They started to go a little bit more up-tempo. So I think we're going to see that in this second half from Tampa because it did work for them there on that last possession. That fumble by Javonte Williams, you're still hoping it's not going to come back to bite you in the ass right there, but the Broncos did what they had to do. They got points before halftime. I will happily take that. All right, so return there from Irving. There's a flag, so hang on yet. Or hang on, don't go yet. Legal block in the back. That's declined. All right, we're going to halftime. All right, guys. Stay tuned for second half action. Broncos versus Buccaneers. We will be back. Okay, we are back, Broncos country. What is going on, everyone? Welcome in to second half action of Broncos versus Buccaneers. Denver Broncos Syndicate. Broncos lead 20-7. I am your host, Gage Madrid. That was the best first half of football that we have seen from the Denver Broncos in a long time, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Bo Nix has looked fantastic in this game. He's made good decisions. He's been pushing the ball downfield. We've seen the QB run game implemented really for the first time this season. A lot of good stuff to take away on that side of the ball. Defensively, they really shut down the Buccaneers offense for most of that first half. What did swing the momentum a little bit in Tampa Bay's favor was that first half fumble by Javonte Williams. That was inexcusable. I think that Javonte Williams probably needs to be benched after that. Tampa went downfield, made some adjustments in their run game, started to go a little bit more up-tempo, started to utilize Bucky Irving over Rachaad White, and that netted them a scoring drive. But Denver was able to go downfield on a really well-executed 2-minute drill, and they got 3 points heading into halftime. Excuse me. The Buccaneers do get the ball heading into the second half, so Denver's defense is going to be looking for another stop right here. Keep this to a 2-score game. Then, hopefully, Bo Nix and company can go downfield, construct another drive, and that will give Denver a much more comfortable, commanding lead in this game. Right now, you can really say that this has been Bo Nix's best half of football of his entire short professional career. He was accurate, he was calm, he was cool, he was collected. You love to see all that. You really do. And then the rushing touchdown to boot. We finally are seeing some read options in this game, which is really damn good to see. But you've got to be able to rein in some of those turnover problems. And right now, if Javonte Williams continues to have these turnover problems, then you need to look at other options in the backfield, such as Jaleel McLaughlin, who's had a really good day today, and Tyler Beatty as well. I really think it's time to give Beatty a little bit more of a look. I think that he could bring some really good explosiveness to the table, as well as, quite frankly, better vision than Javonte Williams. As they say, ball security is job security, and Javonte puts the ball on the carpet like that. You just can't move forward with that, plus the vision issues, plus the overall lack of burst and explosiveness. That's your big issue right now on the offensive side of the ball, is your run game. Today, the Broncos have really answered a lot of concerns in the passing game. Obviously, they still have another half of football that they have to put together. Hopefully, that momentum can continue and the Broncos don't let off the gas. We were worried about the turnover there with Williams' fumble completely swinging momentum. To credit of Denver, they were able to go downfield and get that field goal heading into halftime. They do need to stop, though, here from their defense on Tampa's first possession out of halftime, because you know they're going to go a little bit more up-tempo. They're probably going to utilize Bucky Irving a little bit more. The Broncos had some trouble stopping Bucky Irving there in that first half. So we'll see what happens. And another thing, I'm glad that you brought this up, Robert. Alex Palczewski at right tackle has really looked good. There hasn't been a drop-off at all from Mike McGlinchey. I think, actually, Palczewski's played better than McGlinchey. So that's really good to see, and that's very encouraging. So here we go, getting ready to start second half action. Will Lutz is in to kick it off for Denver. And we are underway. And what does help Denver also, Gabe, in terms of this Buccaneers defense, is they are depleted. No Vita Vea, no Kalijah Cansey, no Antoine Winfield. That is huge. Why did they keep Kroll inactive? Gotta be honest, Greg Dulcich and Lucas Kroll are essentially the same player, and they still aren't giving up on Dulcich yet. Love it, Bobby. Welcome in. Underneath here, a tunnel screen to Chris Godwin, and ooh, man, P.J. Locke with a really big-time tackle right there. That would have gone for a huge gain. Still a first down, and you see right away the Buccaneers come out and make some of those first half adjustments. Just get the ball in the hands of Chris Godwin and let him show off that speed after the catch. That's a great job by P.J. Locke making that tackle. Otherwise, that would have gone for a massive, massive gain. Tampa Bay is now at their own 43. Bucky Irving in motion. They fake a little reverse to him. Fire it over the middle, and it's caught. It's Cade Otton, the tight end. Just up the seam. Locke makes another tackle, but another first down right there for the Bucs. So now we're seeing these adjustments here coming from the Buccaneers. Now Vance Joseph is going to have to counter and make his own adjustments. The good news here, though, is you're at least still nursing a lead. When this happened in Seattle, obviously Denver was still down. Baker off play action. He climbs the pocket and he's sacked. John Franklin Myers swallows him up. The Broncos' big-ticket acquisition from the New York Jets, and he has been a big-time difference maker on this defensive line. He beats the right guard to the inside, and JFM with a big-time sack right there. It's so good to see pressure coming from the interior defensive line. Zach Allen's been phenomenal this year, and now we just got a big-time play from John Franklin Myers. Second down and 17. Baker gets hit on the release, and it goes through the hands of Cade Otton. Baker somehow got it to Otton despite getting hit on the release, and Cade could not hold on. Third and long, man. This is exactly what you want, is get him in third and long. It was an inaccurate throw because of the pressure. DJ Jones that time had it. Love to see the interior pressure affecting stuff, man. That is phenomenal. Third and 17. If you can get pressure without blitzing, just with a four-man rush, that's how you win on defense consistently. This time, Denver is going to rush only two. It gets batted, and it is bobbled, and it's caught by Rachaad White, but he's down right away. And Denver gets a 3-and-out on their opening possession. Well, I guess they did get one first down, or a couple first downs, but Denver gets a stop. Denver does get a stop there on their opening possession, which is huge. We talked about getting that stop coming out of halftime. If you can go downfield and get points right here, then this is going to be a big-time chance for Denver to salt this one away. That time, I'm okay with you playing soft zone coverage. On 3rd and 17, give me all the soft zone you want. Keep it all in front of them. Mims makes the fair catch. Not great field position there. Denver's going to start off inside their own 10. Yep. Vance Joseph, man, so far his defense really has done a good job of making adjustments. We had those struggles week 1 in Seattle, but the Pittsburgh game and now today are encouraging signs that Vance Joseph is making those key adjustments, and that's huge. It's huge. We're not seeing this soft, squishy defense that continues to shoot themselves in the foot over and over again by playing off zone, leaving free releases for wide receivers, light fronts in the run game. I mean, this is a stark contrast from week 3 of last year, the last time the Broncos had to go play down in Florida. This is a stark contrast. We're not seeing soft, squishy zone coverage. We're seeing aggressive physical defense. We're actually seeing pressure from the interior defensive line. We're seeing interior pressure, guys. That is huge. I cannot emphasize how huge it is that the Broncos are getting pressure from the interior defensive line. That is how you win up front in the NFL. That is how you consistently disrupt offenses. Right now, the Bucs offense can't get anything going. The only points that they have were gifted to them on that Javonte Williams fumble. I am so pumped, man. I am so pumped. Now let's see what adjustments Denver makes offensively here. Are we going to see Javonte Williams after this fumble? I don't know. We will see. I'm hoping that we see a little bit more Jaleel McLaughlin and a little bit more Tyler Beatty personally. Also, you want to continue to see the passing game stay in rhythm. Bo Nix look comfortable, no mistakes. If Bo can play no mistake Jake football, then the Broncos can win football games. Yeah, I'm definitely glad that Franklin Myers is back, was able to clear the concussion protocol. He is a big piece of this interior defensive line, but got to give credit also to Zach Allen. The dude has had a monster start to the year. He was a one-man wrecking crew against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Single-handedly, killed multiple drives for them. So, the entire interior defensive line, and even DJ Jones had a big-time pressure on that last drive. Everybody on that side of the ball has been really, really good. On throws 10-plus yards down the field, Bo Nix is 6 for 7 today. That is awesome. This is the growth that we've been looking for. 18 for 23 for 169 yards so far. First possession for the Broncos of the second half from their own 9-yard line. Here comes pressure. Nix gets hit on the release, and that affected the accuracy. Garrett Bowles collapsed like a deck of cards on that one. And guys, I'd appreciate if we could eliminate any political talk from this chat. I would definitely appreciate it. This is a football chat. And oh, Matt Peart's in there. Did Bowles get... Oh, no, it was a tackle-eligible play. So it was Matt Peart that got beat that time. Second and 10. So that one wasn't Bowles. That was Matt Peart. Second and 10. Beatty lowering his shoulder there. So as I was kind of calling for, we see a little bit more Tyler Beatty here in this second half. And now that's going to bring up third down and about 7 here for Denver. Yeah, they bring in Peart on jumbo packages, and they don't usually throw out of them. That's normally where they run the ball or run QB sneak or stuff like that. Denver's only 2 for 7 on third downs today, but they've converted a couple of fourth downs. Nix fires, and that one was nearly picked off. That was a good play by Tyke Smith there for the Buccaneers, and a 3-and-out there for Denver. Not great. Oh, man, that was a good job falling off on that out route by Smith. It wasn't a good throw by Bo, but Smith fell off on that. That was a good defensive play. So Dixon punts it away, and it's fair caught at the 41-yard line. Tampa Bay is going to get some good field position here. So Denver gets a 3-and-out on their first defensive possession, or are they going to stop? Not a 3-and-out. It's the second time I've said that. They're going to stop on their first defensive possession, and then they go 3-and-out on their first offensive possession. That opening play call there, Matt Peart gave up that pressure, and it kind of threw the entire drive off. Second down, ineffective run, and then third down, you just have a incompletion on a miscommunication, and just not great. Honestly, BK, that was just a good defensive play. He sunk back and just was able to make a nice read on that. I wouldn't even say that was a real bad decision by Bo Nix. That was more of a learning opportunity. Hey, this is the NFL. This isn't college. Corners are going to sink on that kind of stuff. So I feel like that was just a good opportunity there for him to learn again that just because it looks open and it looks like the corner isn't going to sink, that doesn't mean that he won't sink. Yeah, I think we're going to see more Beatty in this half, Gabe. I think that the fact that we didn't really see Javonte on that drive is telling. So on that last defensive possession, we saw the interior pressure really affect things there. DJ Jones got pressure. John Franklin Myers got a sack So let's see if the defensive pressure from the interior can continue to make things difficult here for the Buccaneers. At least keep them out of field goal range, just like Kim says. But even if they kick a field goal, I mean, it's still a 2-score lead for Denver. Texans are self-destructing on offense, 8 penalties, and Jefferson's tearing them up on the other side. Ooh. Is it still 14-0 up there in Minneapolis? I don't think Luke Wattenberg's been that bad. I think Wattenberg's been one of your stronger assets on that offensive line, him and Miners. And quite frankly, today, Palczewski's really rise to the occasion. Like, he's been awesome. I haven't heard anything about Palczewski in this game. He has not gotten himself noticed at all. $14-0 Vikings in the red zone. Yep, field goal's okay. Touchdown is nervous time. Exactly. If you can just hold them to 3 here. Handoff. Irving. Did a little shake and bake there on P.J. Locke and is able to get forward for a gain of 3. It looked like P.J. Locke had him, but Irving put a nice move on him. Vikings just scored, Crumble. Yes, Henry. Luther Ellis is Jonah Ellis' dad. Second and 6. And the Buccaneers are starting to ride the hot hand in the backfield with Bucky Irving. Mayfield, some more pressure. He gets it to Irving out of the backfield. Brandon Jones is there to corral him, but not before Irving is able to get a couple extra yards out of it, setting up a 3rd and manageable here for Tampa Bay. Once again, there was some pressure right in Baker's face. Yeah, man, Bucky Irving's really brought some juice to this Buccaneers offense. They've struggled with their run game these past couple of years. My good friend Robbie's a Buccaneers fan, so I know all about the Buccaneers' run game struggles. This could be the solution to that problem. And here's a big one from Irving. Good tackle by Brandon Jones to save an even bigger gain, but now Tampa Bay's starting to really get something going on the ground here with Bucky. There's Bo Nix and Bucky Irving pregame. Teammates at Oregon. 6 carries for 59 yards for Bucky. He's been phenomenal. That time he got blown up. PS2 came downhill and gang tackled him along with Cody Barton. Blasted him at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Yeah, seriously. He is going to be a big-time waiver wire target. If the Buccaneers can finally get a run game going, then they could actually go far this year. I'm rooting for the Buccaneers this year, except for, obviously, this game. I generally have nothing but positive things to say about the Buccaneers, and because of my friend Robbie, I've kind of become a Buccaneers fan a little bit. Meanwhile, Baker got sacked again. Dude, man, the pass rush for Denver has been phenomenal. Pressure came from all directions. It looks like Dondre Tillman was in there. Tillman was called up from the practice squad. But yeah, no, I like the Buccaneers. I'm a fan of the people there. I'm a fan of Baker. I love the Buccaneers generally, except for today, obviously. Yeah, dude, Rachaad White has been... He gets the volume production because he's been their RB1 and they force feed him. But right now, Bucky Irving's clearly the better player. 3rd and 18. Baker's incomplete. Alex Singleton, phenomenal coverage, trying to hit Chris Godwin on an in-breaking route. So 4th and 18. Once again, man, that pressure from Denver has been huge. You get sacks on 2nd down, and that puts them in 3rd down and long. And as the Broncos know all too well, you're not getting out of 3rd and long. Yeah, I'm not sure, Kim. If a mod gets in here, that would be awesome. I'll probably mod some other people here pretty soon. Kim, you're probably a good candidate to be a mod. I'll have to do that after this stream, though. But, yeah, we'll get a couple more mods in here. You don't have to do anything with it. You don't have to get rid of the bots or anything like that. It can just be an honorary title. I've got a couple of honorary mods in here that don't do anything. But if you feel like you want to use your mod privileges, absolutely. So, I'll get a couple more mods in here at some point soon. Frustration for Tampa Bay. Denver's pressure, man, from the interior has been huge. Absolutely huge. Stepped up on that one. Broncos defense has 3 sacks today. No sacks for the Buccaneers. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do Gabe, Kim, and D as our 3 new mods. And again, you don't have to do anything with it if you don't want to. It can just be an honorary title. Meanwhile, in Pittsburgh, Justin Herbert limping on the sidelines. He's been dealing with a high ankle sprain and plantar fasciitis on the same leg. So, we'll see what happens there with Herbert. Hopefully, it's nothing serious with him. Never want to see anybody get injured. Chargers do have an interesting backup quarterback situation, though. They just brought in Taylor Heineke from the Falcons. I'm a big Taylor Heineke fan. I think he can play. But I think the direct backup today to Herbert is Easton Stick, and Stick was pretty terrible in the preseason, honestly. So, we'll see what happens there if Herbert can't go, but Herbert's a tough SOB, so we'll see if he just stays in there. I want to see a couple more sacks by the Denver D. They should hopefully come. The way that Denver's been generating pressure, the sacks come in bunches. And we're seeing that today. And again, if you can get home with a 4-man rush, especially on the interior, and you don't have to blitz to get pressure, then that's how you win consistently in the NFL. Herbert and Joe become real fragile. Well, with Herbert, he's only missed time because of injury once in his career. That was last year when the Chargers season was, in essence, dead. Herbert plays through his stuff. As far as Burrow's concerned, he had the ACL, obviously, as a rookie, and then popped the scapholunate ligament in his wrist last year. Hopefully those are just freak fluky injuries, man. So Bo today is 18 for 25, 169 yards, and a rushing touchdown. This is where I'd like to see the Broncos establish the ground game. Instead, Bo's going to roll out in the end zone. That's dangerous. Completion along the sideline there to Cortland Sutton. Whenever you roll out in the end zone like that, you're risking one of your offensive linemen holding. And holding in the end zone, as the Broncos know from the Seattle game, results in a safety. So that was only a 1-yard gain right there. I don't like that play called. I don't like rolling out in the end zone. That is just asking for trouble. 2nd and 9. Nix once again rolls out and just dirts it. Wasn't there. Tried to get it to Nate Atkins in the flat. I don't know, man. I don't know why you're not running the ball here. Tampa's only got 7 in the box on that play. That would have been an ideal time to run the ball. That was a good dump, but I don't like that play call. I really don't. Browns are getting cooked by Danny Dimes. Let's go. I love to hear that. Love to hear that. And I do see plenty of orange there in that Tampa crowd. 3rd and 9. Broncos just got that ball snapped. Nix along the sideline. Humphrey gets the first down and more. Little Jordan Humphrey stays on his feet and gets tripped up at about the 24. Good job by Bo Nix getting that one on time, in rhythm to Little Jordan Humphrey as he comes out of his break. Perfectly timed out route. Humphrey gets yards after the catch, Broncos country. Actual yards after the catch. 1st and 10 now from the 24. Bo climbs the pocket and dumps it underneath. Gets it to, looks like Javonte Williams, who's back in the game. Williams able to spin forward there for a gain of about 6. I'm going to say actually a gain of 8, 2nd and 2. Bo's 20 for 28, 187 yards. Actually, 21 for 29, 195 yards now in this game. Javonte's got 4 catches for 29 yards. Motion man here is Mims. RPO, Sutton on the stick. First down, Denver. Love those RPOs. Just don't make Bo think about it. If the throw's there, pull it out and throw it. If it's not, hand it off. Under 6 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. This is a big potential put-away drive here for Denver. Again, no self-inflicted wounds, no penalties, no sacks, and obviously no turnovers. Nix kills the play at the line. The pre-snap operation has been much more sound in this game as well. Nix again off his back foot. I don't like seeing that. I want the footwork to be better, but gets it on time to little Jordan Humphrey. You could see on that throw there, it was all upper body. You're not using your hips and your core to generate velocity and torque on the throw. That's what you really want to see. You don't want Bo to rely on pure arm strength and pure upper body movement. 2nd and 6. That time he drove into the throw. It's complete, tight window there to Josh Reynolds. Gain of 5, 3rd down and less than 1. And even with Marvin Mims, if he's not getting the ball, Curtis, he's at least in there as eye candy. They're showing the threat that he could possibly get the ball. God, it's hot down there in Tampa. On the field, it's over 100 degrees. 3rd and 1. Quarterback sneak. Bo Nix picks it up, no problem. And this is the point in Denver where, for Denver, you want to start thinking about draining the clock. Start thinking about limiting possessions here for the Buccaneers. Just control the ground game in this one. Dude, Bo's been really good today. He's made good decisions. So far, so good. Got to take care of the ball in this drive and all ensuing drives. But also, you don't want to get complacent and play too conservative. You want to find that happy balance. Bo, in trouble. Bo, trying to move. He can. Bo Nix. Oh my God. Bo Nix got out of trouble. Bo should have slid, but still, man, gets it all the way almost to the 30-yard line. Holy crap. He was dead to rights in the backfield. There have been multiple times today where Denver players have been dead to rights in the backfield. Jaleel McLaughlin's gotten out of trouble, and now here's Bo Nix literally breaking a sack. Dips underneath. How did he get out of that? Dude, Bo's got some wheels, man. Run it. Williams lowers his shoulder, gain of 3. Bomar Jackson. Dude, how the hell did he get out of that? That was awesome. Good boy, Pookie used 2 hands. Seriously, don't leave the ball exposed like a loaf of bread. 2nd and 7. I'd like a screen here, maybe a draw. Yep. RPO. Perfect. Bo saw that Sutton was going to be open there on that little stop route, pulls it out, gets it on time. Another first down, Denver. Love it. I love they're just tagging these little short routes onto their run plays. And if it's there, Bo can pull it out and take it. If you get soft coverage, if you have room to work with underneath, you know pre-snap it's going to be there. Less than 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. First down and 10. The play clock ticking down. Broncos so far have done a good job managing the play clock. First and 10. Uh-oh! Ball batted. Is it intercepted? No, it's not. Oh, that was dangerous. Batted ball, nearly bad luck. I think the Broncos should run the ball here. Not Bo Nix's fault. Offensive linemen will tell you, like Mark Schlereth is adamant, batted balls are generally on the offensive linemen. It's on them to punch the defender in the stomach and get him down. Don't let him jump up. Second and 10. Pitch it to McLaughlin, and the Buccaneers are all over that. That's blown up in the backfield. That's going to bring up a third down and long. You're in field goal range. Just conservative, screen, draw. Nothing stupid here. You've got a field goal in your back pocket. BK, it's because you don't have blocking tight ends. If you had blocking tight ends, then you could run out of 12 personnel, but probably your best blocker in that regard is Nate Atkins. Troutman's a crappy blocker, and I'm not even going to get started on Dulcich and Kroll. Third and 14. There's a flag down. Screen, Williams. That's blown up in the backfield. KBS, I'm going to add some more mods today. I have a few mods. I don't think any of them are here today, so I'm going to add a few more mods. I just can't do it right at this second. I'll do it after the stream. Okay, so Tampa's offside. Denver's going to take the penalty here. Shorten up that third down a little bit. It's still third and long, so you're still going to probably be safe and conservative here. So for the new mods, it was going to be Kim, it was going to be Gabe, and it was going to be D, and I guess I'll do you as well, Robert. So that's going to be 4 new mods. Third and 9. Dump it to Dulcich. Lowers his shoulder. There's another flag down. This might be roughing the passer. I think Nix took a hit. Or is it offsides again? Yep, they jumped offsides again. Nix did not get hit. That's why I wish we had live all 22. I hate how they zoom in on whoever has the ball. You can't see the blocking, can't see routes developing. I'd pay good money for live all 22. Amazon does it, but they're the only ones. All right, they're probably going to let this go to the end of the quarter here. That's exactly what they're going to do. Third down and 4 on the other side of this commercial break. It is the end of the third quarter. Broncos lead 20-7, and they are driving. So now this should bring up a third down and more manageable here. Tampa shoots themselves in the foot there with back-to-back offside penalties. Now Denver's got an opportunity, but again, you don't want to force it. If it's not there for Bo, just throw it away. Throw it away like you did earlier. Live to fight another down. Take the field goal and extend your lead. Broncos need to finish this the right way. They need to stay disciplined. No self-inflicted wounds. They've done a good job this entire game of not shooting themselves in the foot. A lot of times when we see this Broncos team lose, as we well know, it's generally the Broncos beating themselves. It's not the other team beating them. 9 times out of 10, it's the Broncos beating themselves. And thus far, they've done a good job of not doing that in this game. Yeah, with Dulcich, the thing with him is he's kind of not really a tight end. He's more of a glorified big slot receiver. And I wish the Broncos would just embrace it with him and move him to wide receiver full time. He can't block. He can't play inline tight end. He's too small. So I think the Broncos just need to embrace what they have in Dulcich. And he's a weapon as a big slot receiver, but not as a tight end. That's why I really wish they would move him, strip him of that tight end role, bring in a real inline tight end, somebody who's better than mid-ass Adam Troutman. You need somebody who can be a dominant force at inline tight end. And Noah Fant wasn't a dominant force by any means, but he was a more than competent inline tight end. And the Broncos haven't had a competent inline tight end really since Noah Fant. It's not just that Dulcich is soft, Gabe. I also feel like his hands are an issue. I mean, we saw obviously in that Steelers game had a couple of killer drops. Didn't we sign Donald Parham? Where's he? Yes, we did sign Donald Parham, and I think we could see him soon, but he's kind of that same mold. Not really much of a blocking inline tight end, more of a glorified slot receiver. He's kind of another Dulcich or another Kroll. DB, thank you for the 5 bones. Really appreciate that. Helps keep the lights on here at Broncos Syndicate. Thank you so much. Drop a like if you haven't already. Go Gage and go Broncos. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. All right, 3rd down and 4 now. This is a 3rd and manageable, but again, you don't want to do anything stupid. You have a field goal in your back pocket. They're going to empty the backfield. Looks like Tampa's going to play zone. They're bringing pressure. They're going up for it. Sutton! I don't think he got down. Nope, he's out. All right, I'm okay with that play call. That was a nice high percentage play. Either Sutton was going to get it or nobody was going to get it. And it looks like Sutton's a little injured after that. He came down a little gimpy. D, thank you for the 150 Canadian. Thank you so much. Really appreciate all the super chat love, guys. Thank you. Yep, could not get his feet down there. Don't worry, I'm gonna get more mods in here, and next week for the Jets game, which is another road game, so we will be streaming that game. We'll have more mods in here to deal with the bots. The bots have been kind of more annoying today than they normally are. Jesus, they're bad today. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get in here real quick and add some mods. Give me 1 second here, guys. Oh, gotta mute that. Don't want to get a copyright claim. Yep. Thank you. Yes. Do not want a copyright claim. All right. Okay, I think we're in. So we're going to make Kim a mod. We're going to make Robert a mod. We're going to make Gabe a mod. And we're going to make D a mod. All right, there we go. We got 4 new mods. That should help deal with the bot problem. There we go. All right, let's get rid of those bots. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. And again, you guys don't have to do anything with this if you don't want to. It can just be an honorary title. But if you guys want to get rid of bots, or if guys are being assholes, then please feel free to put them in timeout. Don't full-blown ban anybody without consulting me, but if somebody's just being rude and not contributing anything positive to the conversation, then put them in timeout. That is absolutely cool with me. I was watching a Buck stream and they're depressed. I notice I haven't heard anything from my friend Robbie. He is a diehard Bucks fan, so that tells me that he's not feeling great right now. Probably at the bar drowning his sorrows as we speak. All right, 14:52 left to play in the quarter. Cortland Sutton, oh, looks like he might have run the wrong route or something. Sean Payton was letting him know on the sideline. And Sutton's limping a little bit. I think he's dealing with something. He did land on his ass. Well, fans of any team are welcome. Chiefs fans are welcome here. All right, we got to close this game out. The pressure from the Broncos has really affected Baker Mayfield and company in this one. First and 10. From the 30-yard line. Denver only rushes 3 there. Short completion, but good rally and tackle by the Broncos to limit Cade Otton to 4. Love to see the rally and tackle. If you're going to play zone coverage, then you have to rally and tackle to the football. Like that time. They played zone. They gave up a first down, but there was a horde of Broncos right there to limit the yards after the catch. Yeah, Tampa is humid and it's hot. I'd much rather have Denver heat than this. First and 10. Play fake. Baker. Surveys. Rolling. Baker. Fires on the run. It's complete along the sideline. Mike Evans. He has been quiet today. Mike Evans catch along the sideline there, and Buccaneers are starting to move a little bit. What's the latest on Herbert, guys? I know he went off to the sideline gimpy. He's been dealing with a high ankle and with plantar fasciitis. Baker, 2nd and 1. Outside throw. It's complete again. Cade Otton. Broncos need to tighten up here. I agree. Man, the bots have been bad today. Yeah, Buccaneers operating with some urgency. Sam Darnold just went down? Oh, crap. First and 10. More pressure. Low throw incomplete. Dondre Tillman had the pressure there. The former UFL star. 3-time champion with the Birmingham Stallions. Oh, Saquon. What a burst. Oh, bro, what a run by Saquon Barkley. Dude. Yeah, that was vintage Saquon. Easton sticks in. Oh, crap. Second and 10. Baker. Into traffic. Good catch by Godwin. He holds on. Takes a lick there from Barton. But not before he picks up another first down. And Tampa Bay is getting into a rhythm here with the passing game. If other teams' fans are respectful, they should absolutely not be banned. Yeah, as long as you're respectful. If you're... The only time somebody should be put in timeout, and don't ban anybody, just put them in timeout, please. It's if they're just being an asshole. We only really have one rule here, and it's don't be an asshole. Another completion to a tight end. That time it was Payne Durham, rocking that number 87 in Tampa Bay. Gronk's old number. Broncos are starting to let off the gas a little bit. They're not playing physical. They're not playing aggressive. We're starting to get back to that soft, squishy shit. No soft, squishy stuff, man. Can't have it. You're playing all this off coverage. You're giving receivers free releases off the line of scrimmage. and it's just too easy. But it helps when you get sacks. If your pressure can get home, Nick Bonito was the first in the backfield. I can't see who cleaned it up, but if you're getting pressure in the backfield, doesn't matter if you're playing squishy. As long as you win up front. And last year they couldn't. Okay, Cooper got the cleanup sack there, but it was Bonito who really wrecked shop in the backfield. Him and Jordan Jackson. Yep, 25 cents in the swear jar. Third and 7. Baker. Climbing the pocket. Bonito with pressure again. Baker checks it down, and he's going to be short of the line to gain. Rashad White gets popped. Nick Bonito has been really good today. So, you know Tampa Bay is going to go for it here. It's 4th and 3. They have to. There's Todd Bowles, Buccaneers head coach. Frustrated with what he's seen today. We are dominating up front, Curtis. It's so good to see this. Actually being able to generate consistent pressure, that's how you win in the NFL, especially if it's coming from the interior. But even the edge, man. Baker. He's going to run for it. Baker, he's not going to get there. Guess who? Nick Bonito caught him. This was the Nick Bonito drive, man. He was wrecking shop in the backfield, and now he comes out with a big tackle there on 4th down. Denver takes over on downs. We're looking good today, boys. Let's go. This defense is playing lights freaking out. Lights out, man. Bro. What a stop. What a stop. That is the one where you're now starting to feel comfortable. Thank you. Now you're starting to feel comfortable. Can't get complacent yet. Can't fully take your foot off the gas, but now you're at a point, if you're Denver, you can start bleeding down this clock and limiting future possessions for Tampa Bay. Love this, man. Defense, lights out. They were lights out in the second half against Pittsburgh. The offense couldn't help them out. Today, offense has been much better, much more consistent, in rhythm. Bo's been looking good, and it looks like the Broncos are finally putting together a complete game of football. What was the defense doing this time last year? Woo, man. What a stark contrast from a year ago, man. Year ago was the meltdown in Miami where the Broncos were just playing soft, squishy coverage literally every single play. That was the game that obviously caused a lot of changes here in Denver, from scheme to personnel. 3 guys got cut because of that game. Randy Gregory was out of here. Frank Clark was out of here. Andy Saint-Bassi was out of here after that game. That was the game that really changed a lot for the Broncos. And with Vance Joseph, give him credit where it's due, man. He's making adjustments. He's not playing this soft, squishy zone coverage. He's playing physical. He's playing man. He's blitzing. He's being aggressive. He's getting in the face of the offense. What do I think about the right tackle taking McGlinchey's place? He's been great. Haven't noticed him at all today, and if you're an offensive lineman that doesn't get noticed, that is a good thing. Yeah, man, that game jettisoned 3 bad players from the Denver Broncos, quite frankly. I mean, yeah, just like B-Ray says, man, Randy Gregory and Frank Clark were straight dumpster juice. First and 10 now. This is where I'm hoping to see the run game. And that is indeed what we see with Tyler Beatty. Big burst for Beatty. Tyler Beatty's off to the races. Beatty, 40, 30. Down at the 31-yard line is Tyler Beatty. Time to see more of him, man. He's got the juice. Let's see the blocking on this. Oh, Palczewski! Palczewski absolutely cleared the hole for that. Oh, dude! Dude. This is the best Broncos game I have seen them put together in a long time. I mean, dude. Denver has had 4 20-plus yard plays in this game. That was a hell of a block by Palczewski. Surging forward to the 30-yard line, gain of a couple. Broncos are starting to have to really consider making a decision here when it comes to Palczewski. I'm going to want to see how he holds up against tougher competition, most notably in Week 5 against Max Crosby. I want to see if he can hold his own against Crosby. If he can, they might have to make a decision here with Mike McGlinchey. He's your highly paid right tackle, but if Palczewski's the better player, then guys in the locker room are going to know that. Beatty, grinding, lowering his shoulder, finds that little crease and turns it into about a 5-yard gain. Beatty has added some big-time juice to this run game. Absolutely. Palczewski, hats off to him. He has been phenomenal. I don't think I've seen him get beat once. That's encouraging. What we saw from him in training camp in the preseason the past 2 years has translated now into the regular season. We might have something here long-term in Palczewski. Uh-oh, that was broken up. Good coverage there by Zion McCollum. 4th down and 3 now. Field goal. All right, this field goal should put this one away. All right, this field goal should salt it away here for Denver. Lutz up, and he tucks it in. And Lutz still has not missed on the season. He has been money, dead solid money. Denver now leads 26-7. Got another 3-score lead. This game's over. The Denver Broncos got to win. Let's go. Let's go. This is the game the Broncos needed to jumpstart their entire season. Now, yes, there's still 8 minutes left, but you got a 3-score game. You're feeling pretty good right now. You can control the clock. You can bleed it down. You're feeling pretty good right now. All right, I'm not going to say it's a win yet, but you're feeling good right now. The Broncos said that if they could get 1 win on this 2-game road trip, that would be huge. It could really jumpstart your entire season. Here, after this game, the Broncos are going to be flying straight up to West Virginia. They're going to be staying at the Greenbrier Resort in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. They're going to be there, and they're going to really kind of find themselves as a team. This is a good team-building exercise for the Broncos. Then they go up to Jersey to play the Jets next week. This could be a big-time test for the Broncos. If they can look as good as they did today against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, dude, the Jets defense is going to be a really tough matchup for Bo Nix and company. There's no beating around that. They've got some dogs on that defense, and Aaron Rodgers looked like he was all the way back in that game against the Patriots on Thursday night. He looked like vintage Aaron Rodgers. So, this is going to be a big test on the second game of this 2-game road trip. But, obviously, you're feeling really good right now about the performance that the Broncos put up today. Yep, McGlinchey's out for at least 4 weeks, so there is definitely a possibility that he could lose his job here. Palczewski needs to put it together against, in my opinion, harder competition. The Buccaneers don't really have world beaters on the edge, so we'll see how Palczewski looks against the Jets or against the Raiders. If he holds up there, then I feel like Palczewski could easily seize that seize that opportunity. How do I see PS2 versus Garrett Wilson? PS2 has done a good job locking up Mike Evans today. He did a good job blocking up DK Metcalf in week 1. Pickens got him to bite on a couple of penalties, but I still think he did a good job overall on Pickens. So I think Pat Surtain is going to be able to at least limit Garrett Wilson's production. You might not be able to take him away completely, but at least contain him and limit his production. Then I think that the Broncos will be okay there. All right, 7.5 minutes left to play. Tampa Bay is down by 19. I agree, Gabe, but there's going to be a point where if there is a clear and obvious separation between Palczewski and McGlinchey, players in the locker room are going to realize that. The Broncos have shown that they're not afraid to move on from guys that have big contracts. See Randy Gregory as an example. They had young guys in that room that stepped up, and it made Randy Gregory expendable. The Broncos would have to eat dead money to get rid of McGlinchey, but it's possible. Obviously, we've got to see more from Palczewski, though. Today was a good first game, though. It really was. Oh, Joe Alt's hurt too? Jesus. Chargers are just having a typical Chargers season. The injuries are starting to come, and they come in bunches with the Chargers. Baker's in trouble, and he self-sacks. Zach Allen touched him down. Oh, yeah, I definitely want to see more Dondre Tillman. I do. He had some nice reps today. I do want to see more. And, oh, was that him right there on that stunt? Oh, no, that was Jonah Ellis. It was 5-2, not 9-2. Irving on 2nd and 11 gets 9. Jaquan McMillan in on the tackle there. McGlinchey, I will say, is dominant as a run blocker. As a pass protector, he can be shaky, but as a run blocker, he is dominant. 3rd and 2. From their own 48. Baker's in trouble. Pressure's going to get home again. Baker able to dump it to Bucky Irving. Irving's got a first down. So the pressure in the backfield there, but that was a good improvisational play by Baker to dump that to Bucky Irving. I don't think Baker's been bad at all today. It's just the pressure's really wrecked shop for Denver, or for the Buccaneers offense. Denver's pressure has been relentless. Five minutes left to play. Yeah, Baker does a good job getting out of trouble. He can make something happen out of nothing. Check down. Irving. Irving makes a man miss. Irving looking. Irving doesn't have much to go. Yeah, he has been their best player on offense today. He brings the juice, just like Tyler Beatty brings the juice to Denver's offense. Oh, man. He put Alex Singleton on skates there. I wouldn't say Alex Singleton's a great player. He's a good player, not a great player. I will say Singleton is slightly overrated. Meanwhile, oh no, Zach Allen's... Okay, it looks like it's just a cramp. He's drinking water. It looks like it's just a cramp. It's hot. It's humid down there. Especially the big guys. They're going to cramp up. Yeah, looks like just cramping up down there. Yep, walking off. Just a cramp. I don't think we need to see much more of Zach Allen today. I think he can go and sit the rest of this one out. Singleton was great on a vet minimum contract. They overpaid him. Agreed. Again, he's a solid starting linebacker, but he's not a dominant force. He's not consistently going to lay the lumber. He misses tackles. He misdiagnoses plays sometimes. He's not a world beater at the linebacker position. But, again, he's a good player. He's fine. Linebacker isn't really a need for the Broncos. Oh, Pat Surtain just got a flag. Mike Evans wanted it, and he got it. Yep. Let's see. Oh, I don't like that call. That's so subtle. I don't like that call. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick up the flag. Oh. No, it's a personal foul. It's on PJ Locke. With the flag location and with the way Mike Evans was jawing, it looked like it was on him, or it looked like it was on PS2, but no, they got PJ Locke. Yeah, the flag was literally right next to Evans and Surtain, and Evans was clapping like he had drawn a flag, but nope, they got PJ Locke instead. 4:22 left. Tampa Bay's set up. 1st and goal from the 10. Mayfield underneath here to White. Lowers his shoulder out of bounds at about the 5. 2nd and goal. Yeah, I thought it was PS2 as well, just based on the location of the flag, but nope, they got PJ Locke. Two receptions, 17 yards for Mike Evans. 2nd and goal. Baker in trouble. The pressure collapses again, and down he goes. Dondre Tillman and PJ Locke have been eating Baker's lunch. Dude, Baker's got no chance back there. Some of these sacks have been coverage sacks. Baker's had nowhere to go with the ball, and the pocket just collapses around him. Other times, man, Denver just wins clean off the line. The pressure today has been phenomenal. Uh-oh, ball's out! Ball's out! It's picked up by Denver! Picked up by Brandon Jones! Brandon Jones, part of his 2nd turnover today. He had the interception earlier, and Brandon Jones is going to slide down at about the 48-yard line. Another turnover for the Broncos, and that should slam the door on this victory. Let's go! Brandon Jones, part of his 2nd turnover today. Interception earlier in the game, a beautiful read, and this time, yep, that's a catch fumble. Riley Moss forced it out. Brandon Jones with a big return. Let's go! What a play by Moss. Riley has been huge for us. He has been good, man. He has been really good. That was a hell of a play right by Riley Moss. No, BK, VJ was not the problem. He has never... Okay, outside of early last season, he has not been the problem. 1st and 10, just run the rock. Keep running it, man. Tyler Beatty surges forward, gains 7. What a win, Broncos country. What a win. Nobody saw this coming. I know I didn't. I thought that the offensive woes were going to continue for Denver. I thought Todd Bowles was going to really make life hell for Bo Nix and company. Bo Nix has historically, or I'm sorry, Todd Bowles has historically made life hell for rookie quarterbacks. But not today, man. The Broncos put together a clean game plan on offense. They executed. The run game has been solid. Look at Tyler Beatty again, burst forward. I think both Bo and Palczewski should get a game ball. Sean won't reveal who gets the game balls, so I doubt we're ever going to really know who gets them. But as far as honorary Broncos Syndicate game balls, Bo Nix gets one. Tyler Beatty's going to get one. I'm going to say Alex Palczewski's going to get one. Brandon Jones is going to get one. John Franklin Myers is going to get one. Zach Allen's going to get one. Nick Bonito is going to get one. Yeah, man. All right, this is going to be the last snap before the 2-minute warning. Just run the rock. Blowing up in the backfield, but that is okay. Yep. -6.5 underdogs on the road is most impressive. Exactly. First win for the Broncos last year came on the road, and the first win for the Broncos this year comes on the road. This team really has been road warriors, man. You think about 2022, where the Broncos won one single game on the road, and it wasn't even in the United States. It was in London against the Jaguars. Is this Robbie? Oh, no, it's Alan there. I know.
Hello. All right, Broncos.
But yeah, pick up a chunk of yards for a field goal to rub it in. At this rate, you can just run the ball, take a couple of knees, and get out of here.
Streaming it live, so I was.
Javonte just lost his job today. We'll talk about that. I mean, I definitely want to focus on more of the positives for today, but that is something we definitely have to have a discussion about.
Good.
7 sacks, man. 7 freaking sacks. That is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Definitely sitting here watching.
Did Darnold bounce back up? Is he okay? I know Herbert's still dealing with something, but did Darnold bounce back up?
Give it just a little bit. Hold that. Well, yeah, I do.
Couple players lost their job today. I'm not quite ready to say McGlinchey's lost his job yet. I want to see more from Palczewski, but this was a very good start, a very encouraging game. So we'll see what happens there. Jones has been good, just injured often. I'm referring to Brandon Jones, I'm assuming, Gabe. Yes, I also agree VJ should get a game ball. And quite frankly, so should Sean Payton.
Right. Okay. Bye.
I thought that the offensive play calling was much better today. Much better. The play sequencing, the run game was better today. The pass game, Bo Nix looked comfortable. Yeah, man, I definitely think Sean Payton deserves credit for this win because he got a lot of crap these past couple of weeks. I think today proved that, yes, Sean Payton can still coach, and yes, Sean Payton is still an elite coach in the NFL.
A lot of dejection there. He cares so much. Welcome you back to Raymond James Stadium. Ecstasy on the other side, indeed, where the home folks will go home unhappy.
I know that the Mountain Dew is not good for me, but it is one of the few vices I have. Clock continues to tick. 3rd down. Preview there of Ravens Cowboys later this afternoon. That's going to be a really fun game. Justin Fields locked down QB1. Steelers have got some tough decisions to make, man. It's like, do they keep Russell Wilson on the roster if they officially name Fields as QB1, or do they just move on? He's only under contract there for the vet minimum. They can move on with no punishment whatsoever. 3rd and 9. Once again, they're just going to hand it off to Beatty. And that will take us Looks like Tampa's not going to bother calling any timeouts here, so that will take us down under a minute. I got the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to bounce back. They should have won in Kansas City. They had a bad day against the Raiders. I think that the Ravens are going to bounce back. I think that some of the defensive issues for the Dallas Cowboys are very apparent, and I think that they're going to be exposed by Lamar and company. The Ravens have offensive line issues, so that might be an issue against Dallas's pass rush, but I think that the Ravens are going to take care of business. I just can't see the Baltimore Ravens starting the season 0-3. Broncos country down in Tampa getting hyped up, man. You're seeing all the orange and blue. Quinn Miners firing up the crowd. You'd think they were in Denver. So, next week, guys, we do have another road game, so we will be back here streaming that. We attend all the home games, bring coverage from the stadium for all the home games. We do the road games here in studio. So, we will be back here doing a live stream next week. Hopefully, you guys can tune in for that. Also, hopefully, you guys can tune in to the post-game stream. We'll get going here in just a second after Bo Nix takes this last knee. And the clock. And that'll stop the game clock. Turnover on down. There's 25 seconds left. Sean is not happy about something. Good win, man. What a win. The Broncos needed this. They really did. Next week is going to be a tough challenge against the New York Jets, but as I always like to say, celebrate the wins as they come. 24-hour rule. Can't get too high, can't get too low, but enjoy this win, man, because it was a damn good one. A real team victory. Everybody contributed to this one. This was a team victory, and Tampa Bay looks like they're just going to run the ball one time and get out of here. That's exactly what they're going to do. That's it, Broncos country. Your Denver Broncos beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 26-7. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this stream. I would really appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and go for the press conferences probably first, and then we will go live for the post-game show after the press conferences are over. Or I tell you what we'll go ahead and do. We'll go live first, then get off for the press conferences. We'll come back live. I don't have to worry about the Sunday night game for the other channels. So that's what we'll go ahead and do. After losing 70-20 week 3 in the Broncos' last trip to the state of Florida, they turn it around completely and pick up their first win on the season in unexpected fashion, 26-7. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this stream. Be sure to leave a like on this stream as well as subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. Helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out and helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me.